things don't start moving in a good direction, I think there was a previous woman who came up here and just spoke and said, 29% of these companies fail or succeed. Excuse me, the rest fail.
We'll
and
see.
I'm like, well, this is a good time for us as individuals and like private investors who all sort of have their shit together individually to collectively get together and have these sort of conversations, open dialogue, get friendly, have a community where we all can kind of like ease each other's anxieties throughout this whole shit, which is what I think we've been trying to do, and get to the bottom of this shit. And as like real adults with money on the line in a company, it's like if they fuck the situation, then it's up to us to sort of like do as much as we can to unfuck it. But at the end of the day, there's only so much that we can do. And that's what it goes back to the Eric Finman thing. Dude, you can buy shares till you're blue in the face, but what does that do? How does that benefit us?
Yeah, this is Cheryl.
Yep.
To me, so Finman got kicked out of Zash. Then as soon as he got
More
kicked
than
out
anything,
of Zash,
man, I just appreciate you giving all of us a platform to come on here and vent, because I've been fucking pissed for months. Like, I re-upped and now I'm holding 50K shares and did it during the Tide dividend because I was like, wow, this could be a solid play in a down market. And so, yeah, dude, I'm holding the bag with over 100K down, and I'm just like holding, dude. Like I've averaged down. I've done my thing, but this is like one of those YOLO plays that really backfired, and either I'm going to learn from it or it pans out. Either way, I just would like to be a part of the community that tries our best to right the wrong.
Geez, I thought I had a lot of 12,000 shares, but that's everybody. A lot of shares could be different to different people. Like that's a lot to me. But geez, then I
dude,
hear
it's a huge amount, man. Like that's like a lot. And I had just sold one of my other companies, so I decided I had a sidelined amount of liquidity during a inflationary period, and was like, well, like maybe midsummer I'll acquire some more shares. I sold a bunch at the end of last year and did okay on a little bit of that swing trade. But when it came to this year, I was like, all right, dividend play. And dude, like the dividend couldn't have been handled like worse. It was like a hot potato that was just continually being dropped.
Let me say this, and I'll get to some. Then we'll go shale, then we'll go flabber. We'll give you a chance to get flabber again, and buzz. Okay. So let me say this.
I'm third, so yeah. Hold on.
Well, the biggest thing that pisses me off about the dividend is we had the shorts trapped. There was 1,100% cost to borrow. They were cornered, and the market maker and whoever SEC colluded against us to delay the dividend. They got out of their positions. That would have been a wrong. I still believe to this day that would have been one of the most epic squeezes. And this is one of the reasons I've had a hard time making videos lately, because I've learned so much in this past year about politics, about the stock market, about corruption, how corrupt this shit is out there. It is unbelievable.
Oh, it's terrible.
And that's why I haven't made a lot of videos lately, because it's blown my mind. It has blown my mind, especially that dividend.
Right.
What they did with that dividend. Then we didn't know about Susquehanna at that point, and then we had some hints come out, and then we found out that our market maker with TikTok, all the stuff that happened. Unbelievable. If you go back and watch my Susquehanna video, like how is this allowed? Like you could see it in I was just defeated. We had them cornered. They had the cover, and they got out of it, and it's unbelievable that was allowed to happen. To this day, I still can't believe it. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
Dude.
Shale? Oh, sorry. And then shale.
Yes. I'm sorry, yeah, but honestly, I just looked at my brokerage. Because of that shit, man, I was on board with you. I'm like, this is a really, it's a risky play, but I feel like it'll pay off. It didn't. That's on me. That's on all of us for believing in the play and it not panning out. But dude, the loss porn is real. I'm over here about to start posting on Wall Street Bets so everybody can start having wet dreams looking at my shit.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, we're all in it. Sure, go for it.
Hey, thanks. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, so Eric got kicked out of Zash, right? And then all of a sudden he's posting all these things about, hey, why is these things not going on? What's going on? I don't know if anybody caught that trend. He was kicked out as Ash, and then he started really mouthing off on how bad a job the Ross Miller and them were doing in trying to bring this company in structure. Now, I don't know Ross Miller. I don't know any of these folks, right? I just know that I have money in this company. I know I have Lomotif. I'm behind Lomotif. I know that we have AdRiser, we have Cryptide, we have all these things going on, right? But then we still don't know why Ross Miller left. Was it because of pressure, or because of like, you know, his contract expired, or he felt he had done enough to bring this company back to where the court had appointed him to be? Those are the questions we don't have answers for, and we're never going to get that from Finman. He's like a puppet, and there's a lot of calls going on. There's a lot of theories being posted that he's still a Theodore puppet in the back end, and like, you know what, he's just a mouthpiece because Teddy can't talk right now, so Finman's doing all this bidding for him. And I don't know the truth about that. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to figure out, why did Miller leave? Why is the company where it is? And when are we going to get updates? That's about it. And I think those are the kind of questions we need to focus on and stay united, right? Because we're still seeing a split. We have different chains of thought. We have different theories. We have different ideas. And then every new idea pulls people more into a separate kind of thinking, and then segregates us more and more and more. And that's what happened, right? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep dividing until we split, we break, we give up, and then we say, you know what? Fine, you won. I'm gonna back out of this, and that's it. That's all I have to say.
I agree with what you're saying. I agree with
Give me
everything. The only thing I don't agree with, and this is just me and my free speech kind of thing. Everybody can have their own opinions. It's okay. I mean, listen, I don't like groupthink personally. I'm not like a fan of everybody's got to be this innocent. It's okay. We can have different. We're all retail though. We're all a family. We all want the same thing in the end, which is it to go up. It's like, you know, that's the main goal, right? That's what we all hope the stock does well, the company grows, we take on TikTok. You know, it's all right if we have disagreements. There's nothing wrong. As long as nobody's name calling each other, that I'm not for. If anybody were making memes and joking on each other, not for that. But as we can have civil disagreements, we can debate things. That's all good. As soon as somebody starts calling somebody a shill or mutes people, blocks, I have nobody blocked. I don't block a single person. I don't care. Unless you threaten my family or threaten me, you're not blocked. Because I think everybody, you know, that's just me. I'm not, you know, coming back on what you said. I agree with everything what you said.
No. Yeah, I understand, right? Family comes first because you're fighting for your family. You've made this group your family as well. So, you know, we want to be respectful, but we also understand that the tempers are running high right now. People have brought in at about $2-3. I'm personally in at $3 a share in one account, and I've just barely been able to average. I've been buying on my second account, and I'm at 75 cents. And every day I look at it, it's like, dude, I just bought shit yesterday. Really? You're down again? It's one of those kind of things, right? So temperatures are high. We're not getting updates, so like anger is brewing. So, you know, it's one of those kind of things where things are going to be said, things are going to be done, and it's just, I'm not in your position, so I can't say, you know what, shake it off, because everybody reacts differently. But I can just say, like, you know, what I'm seeing and where I think it's leading down to. So that's it.
Totally fair. Okay, and I agree with you. Flabbergank, let's try this again. Go for it.
Fuck, I'm next. Okay.
Hello, is this working?
Yep.
We gotcha.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for letting me on. Just to preface, first time talking in this space, if I stutter, my bad. So I kind of want to distance ourselves from the speculation of this play and maybe look back to how you titled the space, the Finman reaction. So the thing is, I think, as Eric was talking, I was just F5ing like mad on Twitter, and you could just feel the overwhelming sense of disappointment setting in on people. And I think that we need to remind ourselves that because of all the silence that is plaguing this play, I mean, between the continuous reschedules by Eric and, Ross Miller suspiciously having a meltdown on Twitter today. Maybe even Eric's, that might have been a good question for him, the 67% vote thing, that big spooky mail he sent. I think that was a bluff now that I'm thinking about it. But thing is that all these things tie in together and they sort of built a narrative. They construct this big story, and in the absence of concrete information from the company, then our collective imaginations just sort of, filled in the space, filled in the gaps. And now I think many of us were expecting Eric to announce something more substantial, maybe saying he is taking up some kind of significant position within Vinco. And when it turned out to be, just intention of purchasing stock on or about the coming weeks, then it all came crashing down, and immediately, everyone's
Let me talk. Come on.
steam immediately went out the window.
I think he wanted it, though. I don't think that he went in. I think he did want a spot. You don't fly out to go meet with people.
Yeah, you do if you have enough
shares.
money.
I think he wanted it. Maybe he got an interview, and they just said no. And then we have to. I think that I actually have no doubt. I have no doubt that that's what happened. He went out there, he met with them, and they decided to go in a different direction. Maybe that's going to turn out to be good for us. Maybe it's going to turn out to be bad for us. Maybe who knows? I mean, I liked his I love his young boldness. I thought maybe even if he didn't get CEO, I really prayed he would get something in the company, maybe marketing or something to help that. I'm surprised he didn't get anything. But it's clear that's what happened, and now he had to come to us, and at least he's going to get involved somehow. And the number
He's
one
gonna
thing
get
is
involved
I gotta-
somehow.
I definitely
Eat
wanna
my
ask him
dick.
about,
There's no way.
Why not buying shares tomorrow? That stuff I'm always asking. Continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, all good. Thank you. So I definitely agree with you. That's the direction the wind was going. It really felt like those were his intentions, but something slipped, something changed in the past week or two. I think, this is kind of bordering on speculation again, but so I don't want to delve too deep into it, but I do think something changed behind the scenes. But in the end of the day, what we know now is that, even if he does end up being a shareholder, he does have access to information that we don't. So, I mean, while I am happy to have him on our side of the team, as long as he can't share his quote-unquote DD with us, then I am not too interested in it, Eventually, what matters is that we have management that can actually execute and leverage all the assets we have going for us.
This
I
guy sucks.
was
Come on.
at some point pretty scared that we're
He's
going to have some
scared.
surprise.
We don't want scared
surprise
people.
Motherfucker, it's Ted. Turning out to be the CEO or something.
God.
But yeah, thank
That's
goodness
why
that
I
didn't
asked
happen.
that question. That's why I asked.
Way over his head.
That was my number one thing. Because listen, I think we'd be naive, and any one of us would be naive right now to think that Ted doesn't have his tendrils in the company. It was his vision from the beginning. His husband's on the chairman. But I don't think they're that dumb with everything that's going on to put him back in any CEO role or anything like that. Hope they put a good, like they said they're going to put a media savvy person. Well, let's see, put somebody good, and they got to get this moving now.
Yeah.
They got to get this moving yesterday, last week, a month ago. This has got to crank. Yeah. They got to move, and we got to get, because guess what's happening in a few weeks? Quarter 4. I know it's not due yet, but quarter 4 is about to end. This is nuts.
Good point.
We don't even have 2. What the fuck? Anyway, Buzz, your hand's up next. Go for it.
Yeah, Buzz the margin call again. So yeah, I was just sitting here thinking again, and I would really like to know the approximate amount of shares he intends on buying. I myself have tens of thousands. I have friends that have over 100,000 shares in excess. Okay, obviously he's bottom ticking. Now I'm looking at the org text right now on BBIG, right? We're sitting at 139.21 million share or for cap, excuse me. But then if I go ahead and I was just looking at lomotif just valuations, okay? So the valuation from a third party in June was $5 billion, right? So I guess it really comes down to is what the hell does he know that he's not sharing? If he's trying to bottom tick shares, he can't be a part of the company, right? And Lomotif is reading 5 billion shares, and this is from SEC Edgar, so it's not just some random source. My thought is like, is there something that he knows that that he's just not telling us, and he's going to go ahead and invest on the bottom? Because to me that sounds like collusion all the way. I hate to say that because I'm long as hell on BBIG, and all I want is his success. But it just seems like he's bringing drama to the situation when all we really need is clairvoyancy. We just need straight up transparency. And I feel like obviously this thing could blow with a valuation looking like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, and I think that I just get the vibe that, and we do chat. I chat with Eric. Ever since he interviewed on my channel, small talk. I'll ask him questions. I always got the vibe that he really wanted to, especially the past month, that he wanted a spot. I just don't think.
Well, you know what? I wish that he did get a spot, but the fact is that he didn't, right? So he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna tell us that he's gonna buy shares, but when and how many? Because a lot of us are.
That is a question.
Because a lot of us are deep as.
I'm gonna X.
A lot of us are deep as balls. You know what I mean? And obviously, like I'm like one person removed from Eric, so I'm sure that I could get in touch with him as well. I'd love to have him on my channel as well, and I'm gonna go ahead and follow your channel simultaneously. But my whole thing is I would rather just ask him the bare bones of it and see exactly what happened, because I mean he can't lie to us if we ask him just straight up questions. He could be as vague as he wants, because that was the entire phone call in my opinion. Just complete. He was just being very, very vague, and my subscribers were saying the same thing. But if we just ask him point blank questions, I mean he's got to come up with just straight it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I was just bringing Magicide up. Dan, you're gonna go next. I agree 100%. I'm gonna tweet that in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna actually tweet at Eric and ask him that.
Yeah.
Eric, how come you can't buy it right now?
Love it. Love it.
Right now?
Please tag me. Please tag me as well. And again, it's Buzz the Margin Call. I'd appreciate that.
Does he have to wait a certain time period before he's allowed to buy shares because he was in Zash?
No.
I think if he was going to continue in Zash, I think that he would have that period that you're talking about. But now that he's obviously not, the person who spoke previous is right about that in my opinion.
Dan, it's all you.
All right, guys. I was in the other call. I thought I'd hop in here as well. I see a lot of faces that have been pretty awesome.